I knew what this government would be. I did not give it a benefit of the doubt because they use that benefit of the doubt to build an arrogance that eventually gets them to where they are today.
This guy is showing his arrogance.
One of the great lines that Peter Dutton has been able to use against this Prime Minister is that
He is so out of touch.
he's weak and rattled. Now, almost every day there's an example of the weak, and every couple of days there's an example of a bloke who is panicking that he's going to lose his
moisture retention.
Too little, too late. He's going to lose his majority in the Parliament. Now, he is confident that at the next election the Teals will mean there's not going to be a change of government, but believe you me, if they're not a majority government, there is going to be problems for Anthony Albanese. Him and his ministers are
dumb as heck.
A little overly confident at times, a little of the belief that they're there forever, but of course nothing is forever. And one of the examples about the weak and rattled nature of Anthony Albanese is that he hasn't actually learnt the lesson that
a man is a man and a woman is a woman.
The last election was just the last election. It's not the forever election. And yes, there's a moment where all the planets line up and you
reach for the stars,
get the result that you want. But 3 years earlier, the Labor Party didn't get the result that they wanted in the so-called miracle victory of Scott Morrison that you and I saw coming. And who knows exactly where we're going to land at the election, either at the end of this year or early next year. But I can tell you, the idea of a government being returned with its current majority, well, is pretty damn slim.
That's just called science and maths.
It's just science, eh?
Mind-blowing, isn't it?
Yes. But what changed and went badly for the government? It was that inflation that they had promised they were dealing with, in actual fact, had started to roar up again. Remember, the Reserve Bank will make a decision on interest rates in order to get the inflation figure between 2 and 3%. It is currently 4% off the monthly numbers. Also, the Prime Minister is weak and rattled because a very significant number of Australians do not approve of his
Impediments.
leadership. Now, again, this was something that in June of 2022, a new Prime Minister, only 18% of people were disapproving of his approach to things, and we were in that camp. I was well and truly in that camp. Remember the countdown? I knew what this government would be. I did not give it a benefit of the doubt because they use that benefit of the doubt to build an arrogance that eventually gets them to where they are today. 49% of people disapprove of the Prime Minister's leadership. That is a phenomenal change since the early parts of his Prime Ministership. Now, principally, it's about cost of living. Principally, it's about a bloke who does not take responsibility. Principally, it is about political solutions to real-life problems.
And today I'll make this point, that we need a better government.
This Prime Minister that we have, I am so frustrated with him, as the majority of Australians are. He is weak, he is gutless, and I hope the people throw him out at the next election.
That's a pretty clear answer.